polynomials. The objective on dividing polynomials. This is both long division and synthetic. These first two are using long division. First, you need to make sure that both the divisor and the dividend are in standard form. For number 15, they are. So without further ado, we will start. It's just the division, same thing that you've always done. 8n goes into 8n to the 5th, n to the 4th times. N to the 4th times 8n is 8n to the 5th. N to the 4th times 1 is plus n to the 4th. This is where it can be helpful to have a different color, because now we're going to subtract. 8n to the 5th minus 8n to the 5th goes away. 25 minus 1 is 24. N to the 4th, and I'm going to bring down my 19n cubed. 8 will go into 24 3 times. So now I have plus 3n cubed. That makes this 24n to the 4th, 3 times the 8, and then plus 3n cubed. Now I subtract everything. That cancels. 19 minus 3 is 16n cubed, and now I bring down the plus 18n squared. Just came down from there. 8 will go into 16 2 times. So I have 2n squared times 8n is 16n cubed. 2n squared times 1 is plus 2n squared. Again, subtract. This cancels. 18 minus 2 is 16n squared. Bring down the 58n, and I only bring them down as I need them. 8 will go into 16 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16n squared. 2 times 1 is plus 2n. I go through and I subtract. Cancels, and 58, I've got 56n. 8 will go into 56 7 times. So this gives me 56n plus 7. Bringing this guy down was plus 3. Doing the subtraction leaves me with negative 4. So this becomes minus 4 over 8n plus 1. And again, any remainder should be written as a fraction. I could put minus that or plus negative 4 over. All right? Now this next one's a little trickier because notice things are not in standard form. This is a quartic. This is a linear. So I need to change it to x plus 5 divided by x to the 4th plus 6x cubed plus 3x squared minus 3x plus 38. Now, to begin, this will be x cubed. X cubed times x is x to the 4th. X cubed times 5 is plus 5x cubed. Subtracting. Those cancel. 6 minus 5 leaves me with x cubed, and I have plus 3x squared. X will go into x cubed, x squared times. I now have x cubed plus 5x squared. Don't forget that you must subtract. This cancels. 3 minus 5 is negative 2x squared. Bringing down the minus 3x. X will go into negative 2x squared minus 2x times. Minus 2 times x is minus 2x squared minus 10x. Subtracting means changing all the signs. This cancels. Negative 3 plus 10 is 7x. Bring down the plus 38. X will go into 7. X 7 times. So this becomes 7x plus 35. Subtract, and you're left with 3. So this is going to be plus 3 over the x plus 5. Your remainder here is 3. The quotient is x cubed plus x squared minus 2x plus 7. Okay, next up, we get to this one. What is the quotient of this divided by this? Same thing, except now you can either put it in synthetic division or long division. It's really your choice. If you do synthetic division, you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Great. Let's try that. We have 6, we have 18, 62, 74, 45, 25. Do I want to do this? This is 6x plus 7. That means it's just going to get ugly. I really don't want to do synthetic division unless I have x plus something or x minus something. I could possibly do this, but since I don't know that it's going to work out, I think long division is going to be much nicer. So 6x divided by 6x to the 5th plus 18x to the 4th plus 2x cubed plus 74x squared plus 45x plus 25. Woo! Long one. 6x to, oops, not 6. Speaking and writing. 6x to the 5th divided by 6x is just x to the 4th. X to the 4th, so I'm going to get 6x to the 5th plus 7x to the 4th. I come through here, and I'm going to subtract. Now I have 18 minus 7 is 11. Hang on just a minute. Let me see if I cut and pasted this correctly. Sorry about that. This should be a 19x to the 4th. That was my mistake when I was playing around trying to come up with correct things. So 19 minus 7 is 12. So now I have 12x to the 4th plus 62x cubed. This is plus 2x cubed. So now I've got 12x to the 4th. 2 times 7 is plus 14x cubed. Subtract. That cancels. Now I have 62 minus 14, and I get 48. 6 will go into 48 8 times. 5 plus 8x squared. I have to bring down the 74x squared. 8 times 6 is 48x cubed. 8 times 7 is 56x squared. Doing the subtraction cancels. 74 minus 56 is 18. Bring down the 45x. 6 will go into 18 3 times. So I've got 3x. Taking that 18x squared. 3 times 7 is 21x. Subtracting. I now have 45 minus 21 and you get 24. 6 will go into 24 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24x. Bring down the 25, and I've got, oh, don't know what that's. That was weird. Okay, strange, strange, strange. All right, so then I'm going to bring down the 25. 4 times the 6 is 24x. 4 times the 7 is 28. That's 25. And then when I subtract, I'm going to get -3. Now, this question asks what is the quotient? This is the quotient. The remainder is 3. Okay? Next up, what is the remainder of this one? Again, here I have to set it up so that it's in standard form. So I'm going to have 5p to the 4th plus 37p cubed minus p squared plus 19p plus 4 divided by 5p plus 2. Okay, 5p to the 4th divided by 5p is p cubed. 5p cubed plus 10p cubed. And subtract. And 27. Oops. Sorry, this should just be 2. P cubed times 2. It should be 35. P cubed. Talking, writing, getting too fast, getting ahead of myself. Bring down the minus p squared. 5 will go into 35 7 times. And then I'll need a p squared to get the p to the p cubed. 35 p cubed. 7 times 2 is 14 p squared. Since I'm going to subtract, negative p squared minus 14p squared is minus 15p squared. Bring down the plus 19p, 5 into 15, negative 3p. I get negative 15p squared. Negative 3 times the 5 is negative 15. P times p is p squared. Negative 3p times 2 minus 6p. I'm going to subtract, which means I'm changing all the signs. 25p, 5, and I've got to bring down my 4. 5 will go into 25 5 times. 5 times 5 is, move this over here, bring this down. Oops. 5 times 5 is 25p. 5 times 2 is 10. I'm subtracting, so I'm going to wind up with minus 6. So up here, this is minus 6 over 5p plus 2. The remainder is equal to 6. Excellent work. Okay, let's roll it on. Number 19. Notice, number 19, please don't do more than you have to. Number 19 simply says to set it up. Well, first, I need this to be in standard form. So 5x to the 4th minus 7x cubed plus 8x squared plus 2. Then 3x plus 4. I need this to be something so I can do 3x plus 4/3. Remember that I have to have a coefficient of 1. I don't have to worry about solving this. I just need the coefficient of 1. So this means that in the seat is going to be negative 4/3. I have to take the opposite of this. And then here I'm going to have 5, negative 7, 8, and 2. The 5 comes down. And then you would start working it. That's it. Just set it up. Okay? Just set it up. Don't solve it. Don't do more than you have to. Now, for 20 and 21, I need to see the work, and I need to see that you did it using synthetic division. So, 3, 2, 1, nothing, okay. So we can have 1, negative 13, 23, and then 60. And in our seat, we will put the number 10. We'll bring the 1 down. 10 times 1 is 10. Okay, whoops. Adding these together, I get 3. 10 times 3 is 30. Adding, whoops, sorry, is negative 30. Adding these together, I get negative 7. 10 times negative 7 is negative 70. Adding these two together, I get negative 10. This started with an m cubed, so my result starts with an m squared. M, there's the constant, and this is my remainder. So my answer here will be m squared minus 3m minus 7 minus 10 over m minus 10. Easy enough. Okay, now this one is going to be a little trickier. First off, 5, 4. Ooh, I don't have a 3, so I got to make sure I put in a 0, 1, and then nothing. So I have 5, 6, 0, negative 35, negative 72, negative 34. In the seat out here, I'm going to have negative 6/5. Okay? Yeah, this gets a little bit tiny crazier, but it's okay. We can do it. We bring the 5 down. Now, negative 6/5 times 5 is just negative 6. Not bad, right? Negative 6/5. Oops, sorry. Did that in the wrong spot. Oop. We just bring down the 5. This becomes negative 6. This negative 6/5 times 5 is negative 6. This becomes 0. Anything times 0 is 0. This comes down as 0. Anything times 0 is 0. Now I have negative 35. The 5 cancels, and this winds up being negative 7 times negative 6 is negative 42. Adding those, or positive 42, sorry. Negative times negative is positive. And this leaves me with negative 30. Negative 6/5 times negative 30. I wind up with negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. And here, 34, and that's negative 34 and 36 leaves me with positive 2. Don't know where all that's coming from. Let's see if we can. There we go. All right, now, again, this started at the 5th, so this is n to the 4th. So I have 5n to the 4th, that's n cubed, n squared, minus 30, 5n minus 30, and then I have the 2 at the end. Now, I didn't mean to put all this down here. Remember that this is 5 times n plus 6/5. So I have to divide all of this by 5. I meant to give myself more room, and I didn't. So if I divide all of these by 5, except for the 2, because I'm going to pull that back in and just put it over 5n plus 6, I'm going to have n to the 4th cubed squared n minus 7n minus 6 plus 2. And the reason I divide this is because I'm going to do this guy. So I get 5n plus 6. Okay? Remember, you don't divide the remainder, just the coefficients. Okay? Almost done with this section. This is probably the longest section. All right. Use synthetic division to evaluate. When you evaluate, you don't take the opposite. You just put that little number in the seat. Then I've got 6, negative 2, 3, negative 9. It's already 3, 2, 1. It's already set up for me. Bring the 6 down. 2 times 6 is 12. Add these together and I get 10. 2 times 10 is 20. Add these together and I get excuse me, 23. 2 times 23 is 46. Add these two together and I get 37. So I'm sitting here doing all this stuff and I'm speaking very quickly and not even paying attention. So F2 is equal to 37. Hang on, I'm just going to check my arithmetic just to double check. Make sure that I did everything right because I don't want to confuse. Okay, yes, I did do the arithmetic correctly. Sorry. There's just something going on outside my door which was catching my eye and I wanted to make sure I was giving you my full attention. All right, so when I evaluate, if I were to plug 2 into this equation, I would get 37. This is just another way to do it. Again, over here, if I put negative 3 in the seat, I have 6, negative 2, 3, negative 9. I bring the 6 down. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Negative 2 plus negative 18 is negative 20. Negative 3 times negative 20 is positive 60. 3 plus 60 is 63. Negative 3 times 63 is negative 189. Adding these together is negative 198. So F of negative 3 is equal to negative 198. And if you want, you can always check it by plugging it into your calculator. Now, moving down here, synthetic division to determine if x minus 5 is a factor of this, x plus 4 is a factor of that. Remember, to determine if something is a factor, you need a remainder of 0. So, it's just a matter of saying I've got 1, 2, negative 41, and 33. Since this is x minus 5, positive 5 goes in the seat. The 1 comes down. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. 5 times 7 is 35. Negative 41 plus 35 is negative 6. 5 times negative 6 is negative 33 here. No. Remainder equals 3, not 0. Okay? It's not a factor. What you're telling me is that that had to be 0. If that's not 0, it's not a factor. Let's try the next guy. Here we've got 1, negative 2, negative 17, and 28. I have x plus 4, so negative 4 goes in the seat. 1 comes down. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. Negative 4 times negative 6 is positive 24. Positive 24 plus negative 17 is 7. Negative 4 times positive 7 is negative 28. 28 minus 28 is 0. X plus 4 is a factor because remainder equals 0. That's what you're working on. Okay? Everybody good? Everybody comfortable? All right. That's it for this section.